Hi everyone, in this quick video I will be sharing 5 key tips for how to succeed in my psych classes. The 5 things are: always read all the directions, especially in the syllabus, write in your own words no matter what, use practice essays to prepare for quizzes and exams, know what good sources are for the things that you're writing about, and come talk with me. Okay, let's go into a little more detail on each of those. Number 5. Always read all the directions for whatever you're doing, and that starts on day 1, right? Read all the details in the syllabus. Usually, I try my best to give all the instructions for everything for the entire semester right up front on day 1 so that it is available to you. And this also applies in smaller ways. So for instance, on exam items or on a prompt for an essay, I might say explain both concept A and concept B. And a common reason that students might only earn partial credit is that they'll explain one of the two things but not go into detail on both. Just always make sure that you're reading fully the directions and addressing each part of what I'm asking you to do. Number 4. Always write in your own words. For short essays, reflection papers, term papers, what have you, it is always best practice to write exclusively in your own words. Students often feel tempted to use direct quotes or to copy-paste things from articles that they're reading to fill in space, or maybe because they're a bit unsure of how to explain something. Don't do that. Always write in your own words, even if it's not the most eloquent thing, even if you're feeling a little unsure about it. I want to know what you learned. It doesn't need to sound like poetry. It doesn't need to sound like the most sophisticated, eloquent thing in the world. I just want to be able to see what you've learned about something. So always write exclusively in your own words and avoid quotes or copy-pasting of any kind unless I've specifically asked you to do that. Number 3, a great way to prep for quizzes and exams is to use practice essays. Now, in some of my classes, I use multiple choice items on quizzes and exams, and so you might not think of that as a common way to prepare, but asking yourself to write practice essays about expectable topics is a great way to make sure that you're ready. A common mistake that students make is only studying by taking in info, and in fact you also need to practice giving info, right? You need to be able to both do the intake of the knowledge that you're studying, and you also need to be able to do elaborative output. So that form of rehearsal is really important in order to solidify those memories of the course content. So ask yourself things like compare and contrast two related topics, or give a definition and an example, and make sure that you can walk through it confidently in detail without looking at your notes. Number 2, know what kind of sources I'm asking you to find for the things that you're writing about. And this is most relevant for essays and term papers and things of that nature. Oftentimes what I'm asking students to do is to go into the psychology database, so Psych info or Psych articles, and look for journal articles on certain topics to be able to back up the claims that they're making. Oftentimes I'm specifically asking them to look for empirical articles, which means it's a published journal article in a peer-reviewed psychology journal, which includes novel data of some kind. So the project collected info from subjects, and it's the first time that that info has ever been talked about in a published piece of work. That's what I mean by an empirical article. So make sure that you're looking for that. Don't fall into the trap of looking for things on Google or just finding other sorts of websites and things. If I'm asking for empirical sources, know how to get those. And if you're not sure, ask. Ask a librarian, ask me, get help to make sure that you're finding the right kinds of sources. And the number one thing you can do to make sure that you're succeeding in my classes is to chat with me about it. Come to office hours or set up an appointment. Shoot me an email. Just reach out to me. I do understand that that can be intimidating. I work with a lot of students who might be first-generation college students, or maybe they transferred from a community college and so they're not quite acclimated to the institution where I'm working. I understand that there might be a lot of reasons why it's intimidating to ask for help. It's an admission of not being sure about something. But I'm asking you to be brave and to work through that and come see me. You're just going to see this face. I tend to be relatively nice and understanding, and I do want to help you. I want to help everyone succeed. So come chat with me about the class. Or chat with me about your career interests or about anything else, right? I think having a connection with your instructor can go a long way to making sure that you're doing the best you can. So connect with me in some way or another. Okay, so again, the 5 things are to always read the directions carefully, including the syllabus, or especially the syllabus, write in your own words, use practice essays to prep for quizzes and exams, always use good sources for the things you're writing about, and come talk to me. Doing those 5 things typically means that a student can earn at least 75 to 80% in a class. And then the remaining variability between there and 100% is showing me mastery of the course content. But really, truly, a great deal of your eventual score in a class comes down to those things. Following directions, explaining yourself fully on essays and prompts and things. You know, if I say compare and contrast these two ideas, don't just say, here's how they're different. Tell me how they're similar and how they're different. If I ask for a definition, make sure you define it and not just give an example, right? Those things are different. So just slow down, always take a deep breath and read carefully, respond carefully, and again, reach out to me so that I can help you. I want everyone to do the best they can. I want you to learn as much as possible in my classes. Whether you're a psych major, psych minor, or just someone who's taking this as an elective, maybe you're studying criminal justice or occupational therapy, doesn't matter. I want to help you learn about psychology and I want you to succeed. So that was the goal for today, to just share some tips about what you can do to maximize the chances of success. Reach out to me if I can help further. Have a great day.